our vacation. We had a lot of neat ideas. Jamaica, Ireland, even an African safari. But then we saw a show on PBS and found out that we have 58 national parks in our country, and that people come here from all over the world to see them. That's when we decided that before we start exploring other countries, we wanted to see America first. For the next few minutes, I'd like to share with you my photos and experiences from my family's 3-week vacation, which covered 8 national parks. On a national parks vacation, you'll find that it's affordable, educational, filled with healthy activity, and most importantly, lots of fun. First, we packed our things in our van and drove from Iowa to South Dakota. No, that's not the real Mount Rushmore. That is Wall Drug. It's a tourist trap. Every park has one. It's filled with many photo opportunities. When we finally got to the Badlands National Park, we bought a National Parks Family Pass for only $65. That pass allowed us to visit any national park free for a whole year. Here we are climbing the ladder, being aware of the rattlesnakes, like the previous picture told us to. You can almost imagine the outlaws and bank robbers hiding in the crevices of the Badlands. Next, we drove to Wyoming. You might know what this is. Yep, that's Old Faithful from Yellowstone National Park. Old Faithful is a geyser that goes off every 91 minutes. There are many hot springs in Yellowstone, and animals, including buffalo and bears. That previous picture of a bear that I showed you was taken from that blue car, but then a park ranger came and told us we had to leave. There are also many mountains and forests in Yellowstone. We had to drive through miles of it. Then we drove a short trek south in Wyoming to the Grand Teton National Park. The Grand Tetons are a group of mountains. They are the most photographed mountains in the United States. Unfortunately, we didn't get a very good picture of these peaks because it was very foggy. You can also see that at the foothills of the mountains, it is lush and green. We weren't prepared for the heat in Utah when we visited Arches National Park. That's where we went on a 4-mile hike. Yup, that is our trail. Over boulders and up steep cliffs. There are over 2,000 arches in Arches National Park. Also, if you ever wondered how you find your way in a desert, then this pile of rocks is your answer. That is called a cairn. It marks our trails so we don't get lost. Here we are under one of the arches, and that is where we need to hike back to, all the way over that ridge. I saw a lot of neat things in Arches, and it was really fun. We thought that was hot. We were even less prepared for the heat in California when we visited Death Valley National Park. It is the hottest, lowest, driest place in the United States. Even though we had our camelbacks on filled with water, that didn't stop us from being miserable. I would not recommend going unless it's in the winter. Then we drove north of California to Sequoia National Park, home of the giant redwood sequoia trees. They aren't the tallest trees, but they are the widest. So you have to go we have to walk to each individual one. And here is the world's largest tree, the General Sherman. Here is a slice of tree. You can see all the little rings in the center. And here we are, walking inside of a hollowed out tree. That is how big the trees are. It was really fun in Sequoia National Park. So, after that fun experience, we drove to Arizona to a park that you might know, the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is the most visited national parks in the whole United States. We went to many viewpoints and even hiked a little. There are also many Native Americans selling their handmade crafts and jewelries. Last but not least, we drove to Colorado to see Mesa Verde. Mesa Verde are dwellings actually built into the sides of the cliffs by the ancestors of the Pueblo Native Americans. We had to climb up and through many obstacles. It was really fun. But then, we finally got to stand right up close to these buildings. This is a kiva. There are many theories to what a kiva is used for. On this trip, I learned a lot about history. Then, we finally drove all the way back to Iowa. I really enjoyed my family's vacation. I got to see a lot of neat things. It's something I'll always remember. I encourage everyone to research our country's history and see America first. All right.
I encourage the audience to ask any questions that you like.
I'd have to say my favorite park was Yellowstone National Park. There were a lot of things that you couldn't really see anywhere else, like geysers and hot springs. Yes?
You said there were 58 national parks.
Mm-hmm.
How did you settle on the ones that you guys visited?
Well, my mom planned the whole trip, but she did ask us to pick out some of our favorite parks for, yeah.
How long did you spend on your vacation?
It was 3 weeks. Yes?
What was the scariest thing you saw in the whole trip? Was there anything scary? Bad accidents or anything?
I'd say the bears in Yellowstone were pretty scary.
You're very close.
Yeah.
Scared mom.
Plan to take another trip and go to your national park?
Oh, definitely. It was very fun. Yeah, but we decided not to go there because it took too long to drive there and stuff. We just didn't want to go there.
Do you want to know what happened? I don't know if you... It was so foggy when we went. When we were in the Badlands, we kept seeing people at our hotel that said, we tried to go see Mount Rushmore again today. We tried again today. You can't see it because it was so foggy. So we just drove by it. Oh. I'd like to go there.
Could you say that again? Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. So I'm not very sure what the name is, but there's one in Alaska that I want to see, and